What's going on, people? Welcome to the Roses Bookshop on eBay in my basement. I am down here getting ready to pack up this book. This book I got when I was in graduate school. We were talking and it was a class on books and the first books that were ever printed, printing, the printing industry, and all that stuff. So we had to study this kind of thing. And this book has been listed for a very long time. This is one of the first books I listed when I first opened the Roses Bookshop on eBay in my basement. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool book. It's got some pretty cool prints in it. Yeah. So it didn't sell for a heck of a lot, but I'm glad to get it off the shelf finally because it's been listed since I think 20. I started in 2023, I think. So it was one of the first books I've listed. So yeah, so I'm glad to see it go. I wish when I first started, I kind of underpriced books. And then, of course, I kept listing, and forgot all about this book. And I never revised the listing. But I'm fine with with the buyer and the price and everything like that. The buyer was super great. So, yeah, I'm happy to get it off my shelf and I can put something else on there. What else do I want to talk about? I am going to start, hopefully start doing videos at least once a week, talking about me being a used bookshop owner, and selling used books out of my basement. But I'm also going to talk about me as an author. And in case you didn't know, I am a published author. I have 3 novels. My first novel was called Water in a Broken Glass. This one, everyone, was turned into a film in 2018. So you can get that. And I'll talk more about that later. Water in a Broken Glass is about a sculptor named Tanya Mims who is she is trying to figure out who she is as an artist and also as a young woman who in high school finds herself attracted to another female student and she does not want to deal with those issues at all. So she kind of runs from them. And then in the height of her career, years later, she meets a guy named Malcolm Holland. And all those feelings from high school just go away and she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. She's like, okay, whew, that's done and over with. That was just a phase. But then she meets a beautiful bookstore owner named Satin Pierce. And all those feelings from high school come rushing back. And this time, Tanya can't sculpt her way out of them. She can't hide from them. So she ends up trying to having to deal with them for the first time in her life. And so that's what this story is about. It was one of my, it's, like I said, it was my first book and I am very, very proud of it. And actually the cool thing is this book has been out, was published in 2000. And so it's coming up on the 25th anniversary of my first novel. So I am going to put out a 25th anniversary edition of this book with a new cover and a forward by myself. And yeah, so I'm see what else is going on, but I'll keep you posted on that. My second book is called In the Mirror. And ironically, the young woman here, her name is Tani Belafonte, and she is in the movie version of Water in a Broken Glass. After we finished filming, I asked her if she would be on the cover of my second novel, and she agreed. And so she came down, and we had a great shoot. I'll put that video up. It's already up, but I'll put it. I think I'm going to put it back up, and just so that people can see it. But yeah, but in the Mirror is about a physical therapist and miniature dollhouse builder named Jasmine Falls. Jasmine falls in love with a guy named Daniel Roberts. The only problem is Daniel is married and has 2 children. So Jasmine is trying to figure out how she can prove that her boyfriend is not in love with his wife. And so she breaks into their house and she spies on them for a week and they don't know she's there. So this story was so much fun to write. I'll talk more about it later, but yeah, this is my second novel. And my third novel is called Kismick's Journey. This book is so near and dear to my heart. It's not autobiographical, but I did draw on my childhood growing up to write this book. It takes place in the 70s, and it's about a 12-year-old girl named Kismick Waters. And Kismick Waters is a tomboy, and she does not want to grow up. She sees growing up as the end of her world because she hangs out with boys, and now all of a sudden, as they all start to become teenagers, they start seeing her as a girl instead of just one of the guys, and it kind of disrupts her life. And of course, a whole host of things start to happen to her body and things like that that kind of derail her childhood. And so it's all about it's a beautiful coming of age story that takes place in my hometown of Baltimore. All my books take place in Baltimore, and I'll talk more about that as the weeks come on. But yeah, this is my third novel. I think you'll really enjoy it. The cool thing about Kismick's Journey is it will take you back to your childhood no matter when or where you grew up. And that, I always say, that's the magic of this story. And I just love this story so much. The other thing I have are some journals. I love journaling. And so I always wanted my own line of journals. So I made a couple blank line journals. Don't be afraid to fail, be determined to succeed. That's one. And then I have my Baltimore Neighborhoods Journal. This journal is still also a blank line journal, and but it lists about 100, at least 130 of Baltimore's neighborhoods. And I'm going to do another one because I wasn't able to get them all on here. But yeah, it's just a book that celebrates our neighborhoods in Baltimore, especially neighborhoods that don't get a lot of props. So yeah, so that's what I do, and that's what I'm going to talk about in addition to what I'm selling on eBay. So yeah, so this is the start, I think, of this video. I kept saying, oh, I'm going to do a video, and I'm always thinking I got to do this, big elaborate thing. But you know what? I said, just start. And so that's what I'm doing. And so that's what I'm going to give you. And I'm going to try to do it once a week. And I just hope you join me. And also, not just my journey in promoting my books, but I'm also working on a short film. And once I get done with the short film, I'm going to continue working on my fourth novel. Right now it used to be titled The Subway, and then I changed the title to The Conversation. But now I think the title is going to be What Comes After. What comes after. So I like that title. I really do. I really like that title. So I think I'm gonna stick with that. So yeah, this is my introductory video. Even though I've done videos before about me being a writer and me being an eBay seller, but I think now is the time for me to do it on a regular basis and just open myself up. So okay, I hope you join me. I gotta pack this book up because I got some other books that I have to list. So we can keep this eBay thing rolling, because the other thing is my eBay bookstore is is paying for me to publish my other novels. So I'm traditionally published, but I'm also self-published. And I'm thinking that this time around for my fourth novel that I'm going to try to get traditionally published. So, but we'll see. So I hope you just come along the journey with me. So thank you. Bye-bye.